Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Health Made Simple Show. I'm your host, Dr. Bart, and today I'm going to challenge your brain a little bit, challenge your maybe even your belief system a little bit about how we have typically encountered and accepted different types of diagnosis, and often what I call the blame game. So buckle down a little bit, keep doing your thing, keep sharing out, keep spreading the love. And if I go through this topic today and you're kind of like, well, that didn't really make much sense to me, or it doesn't really apply to me, do yourself a favor, just listen to it again and then just see how it applies. And the reason I'm saying that is because if we accept the diagnosis game, and that's what it is, if we accept the blame game as part of our health and part of who we are, unfortunately, then we can't control the destiny of where we're headed. We're always going to be locked into this game of sorts, which is really the diagnose, label it, name it, blame it, and therefore you can't do anything about it. So with that being said, love that you're here. Keep doing the thing, keep sharing it out, keep spreading the love. We get to help more people the more times you share it out or invite people to come listen to the podcast. So all right, let's dive in here. The blame game. Well, let's back up just a little bit and talk about the conversation of our diagnosis, are the labeling that we get. Getting a diagnosis, is this healthy for us? I'm going to start off by saying most likely it is not. And there's going to be two sides to this. So hang with me when I say this. So first part is this. The reason I say it is not is because often when we receive a diagnosis, it is like a tattoo on our forehead that forever says, I have blank. How do I know this? I've been doing this nearly 30 years now, and people walk in as if, oh man, they're just like tattoos. They say, well, doc, I have, and then they fill in the blank. I have Hashimoto's. I have high blood pressure. I have high cholesterols. I'm always fighting my LDLs. Or they have all these labels that their doctors have given them in the past. And I'm not saying that these aren't true. I'm not saying that. But is the means by which we are given them and by which we receive them and own them really makes the big difference with our health. So in the event that you have this is what I hear in practice. Doc, well, I know, but that's because I have Hashimoto's, which is a thyroid issue. Doc, that is because I have high blood pressure. That is because I have type 2 diabetes, or my dad has it. And we start to accept these labels as if they are who we are, and they are not. They are all descriptions of what is taking place with your body. So, and that sounds easy. So the flip side of it is this: can the diagnosis be helpful? And it can be very, very helpful if you have the right mindset. I'm backing this up because the last couple of weeks, it seems to go, these things seem to go in waves, that I see many people who have come to me almost as a last resort, and in their last resort said, doc, I just don't know what's wrong with me. I need to know what's wrong with me. I've been to all these different doctors and they can't tell me what's wrong with me. And I understand this because oftentimes, and it's not because they went to bad doctors, I'll tell you that. It's often because it's not that crystal clear with each individual. And every individual experiences life a little bit different, experiences symptoms a little bit different. And trying to figure out how we get to the root cause is also different. And often because of our training and how we've been manipulated, how we've been hypnotized, we're not taught to, hey, we got to get back to the root cause here, get back to fundamentals, how you move, how you eat, how you think, and therefore unfold some health, some wellness. That's not how it's done. Typically, we're taught and we're trained, go find the label, the symptom, the root blame of all your problems, and therefore we can treat that root blame. And listen, I know this sounds like, well, doc, aren't we supposed to diagnose as doctors? Isn't that what we're supposed to do? There's a yes and no to that. In an ideal world, and listen, I went to school. I learned we do differential diagnosis, even as a natural healthcare practitioner. Yet, at some point, as practitioners, if we're going to help people, we have to step back and say, all right, well, what is the root cause of that high blood pressure? What is the root cause of that Hashimoto's? I love digging deeper. And if it comes up with a label, fine, but it's always to help understand the physiology and the function behind it. So if you're out there right now and you've been given labels before, I'm going to encourage you, flat out drop them, no matter what they are. Flat out drop the labels. I'm not saying drop the approach of getting yourself healthier and stronger, but let go of the labels. And I'll give you a couple that I've been given over my career, over my life, that I no longer carry with me. And it's a result of getting to the root causes. One of the first ones that I was given early in my life was allergies and asthma. I was told that I was allergic to animals. And I carried that with me for the most part of my life, saying, oh, I'm allergic to cats, I'm allergic to dogs, I'm allergic to dust, and all of these different things. And all the time as I do that, this is why it's so important to let go of these labels. Every time I said that, I was disempowering my ability to take action to correct it, to get to the root cause. And this didn't happen overnight. And then eventually, as I started looking at, as a practitioner, root causes of issues, I started going, oh, well, what is the root cause of asthma? What is the root cause of allergies? And it started to unfold some things. And quite frankly, I didn't really like what I was seeing. So I'd rather just stick with the label, use it to blame my current conditions on my current allergies and asthma. It would be easier to say, well, I have allergies, I have asthma, I have allergies to dogs and cats, therefore they must be bad for me, rather than saying, well, what are some of the root causes of allergies? Well, fundamentally, it's an unhealthy immune system. It's an immune system that cannot handle its external environment. Yet the simple part of this, get a stronger immune system, enhance the way that my body responds to the external environment, and maybe the external environment may not have a negative effect on me, hence dogs, cats, etc. So over the years, I started to work on just my immune system. And for many of you, I know you've done this work as well, but we got to continue this work onto every label that we've ever been given. So that one now, as many of you know, I have 8 dogs. I currently have 10 or 12 cats. I have chickens and ducks and all the other things that I've always been allergic to. In fact, if you hear any of those things going on today, if you're watching this video live, I'm at the farm again today, which means in the background you're going to hear maybe dogs, definitely chickens, a rooster or two, even some ducks, and now we have 10 or 15 different cats that are around, and kittens and whatnot. It's actually fantastic. It's kind of a joy to watch all of these things in nature work out together, and literally my chickens and kittens are living together, which is kind of cool. Anyways, back to my point here. In the event that I had allergies in the past, it was really just the root cause was not a lack of allergy pills and medications and Claritin and all of those different things. It wasn't a lack of allergy shots. And trust me, I went down that road. I tried to do all those things. I tried to eliminate the label, the symptom. And my parents did the best that they could at trying to help me be comfortable. But really, no one ever said, hey, maybe we should try to get him a little bit healthier. Maybe we improve what's going into his body so he's not as inflamed. I drank milk like it was going out of style, which literally just kept me inflamed every single day. I ate cereal and bread and pasta and muffins every single day of my life, which kept me, again, inflamed as if I was eating sugar all day long. So we move on to the next one. So allergies, I think a lot of you go, yes, all right, I can get that. You can get a little stronger immune system, and maybe you aren't as allergic, or maybe all of a sudden you become non-allergic. So I don't have any of those allergies anymore. The next one is asthma. That's a little tougher one, because that one many people don't really know the root causes of asthma. So asthma, very simple. It's usually a 2 component. Usually there's a neurophysiology component, which meaning that we have something with our nervous system driven by our emotions that's inhibiting our physical body to do its best job. So often with asthma, there's a bit of anxiousness. I would tell you right now, I've never considered myself an anxiety type person or anxious type person, yet it is part of one of the emotions that go with people who have asthma. And I do know this, that when I had my allergy attacks and I had a hard time breathing, they definitely made me anxious, and it triggered a psychosomatic response. Then all of a sudden I couldn't breathe, and I was ramping it up because I was nervous about not breathing. So all of those did tie together. At this point in my life, I do not have any asthma. And I'm not saying this to impress you, I promise you that, but regardless, or rather to impress upon you that no matter what label or blame that you've used before, you can get rid of it, because if you're still using it, it disempowers you. The beauty is this: when I was finally given the power, or told, hey, listen, you can overcome this. And I don't know that anyone actually ever told me that, other than I started to learn and listen and read and learn and listen and read over and over again, that the body is a self-healing machine, that the power that made the body heals the body. It doesn't really happen any other way. And as the more I sat with that, the more I understood that and recognized that the body never lies, in that your body is always trying to talk to you, even with your symptoms, including allergies and asthma and pain and arthritis and high blood pressure and high cholesterol. Those are all messages from your body begging, trying to talk to you. And if we in the event that we then just use it as a label in a diagnosis, unfortunately, we are disempowering ourselves. So the beauty is the moment we use these diagnoses as empowerment, say, all right, I'm going to get to the root cause, and you fill in the blank: rheumatoid arthritis, Crohn's, anything that you've been given in the past. So, well, what is the root cause of that? And then you go to work. That gives you your power back. That gives you your innate ability to heal back. At least you can start the ball rolling in the right direction. Will it be a journey? Most likely. At the end of that journey or during that journey, are you empowered the entire way? Yes. So back to my original point, I said that I was going to challenge you mentally today. Everyone listening to this, most likely you have a label or two that you still hang on to. I'm going to encourage you to look at that and say, what is the root cause of it? And you might not know the answer. That's when you might bridge out and you go find a functional practitioner like myself, someone who dives a little bit deeper and looks for how the systems, the organs, and the glands are working for your body. Go find that out, because then when you go digging after that and you start to improve that, you become empowered. Am I empowered because I don't have my allergies anymore? Am I empowered because I don't have my asthma anymore? Absolutely. I can go on a bunch of different lists here. Am I empowered because I no longer have Crohn's? And yes, I said Crohn's, the one they say you absolutely cannot heal. Is it gone? Yes. Have I healed up a meniscus on my knee that they tell you can't heal? Yes. And I'm not the only one. I'm not because I'm special. It's because once those labels or their diagnosis are given, if we look then to find out the root cause of them, and then how we heal either that system, that organ, or that gland, changes the entire game. So if you're playing the blame game, which means that you blame the outside thing, how does that look again in real life? You might say, well, the reason I'm always tired is because I have adrenal fatigue. No, it doesn't work that way. You've got your body run down over time. It's worn out the glands that we call the adrenal glands. And the good news is you take better care of your body, how you move, how you eat, and how you think. You'll no longer have adrenal fatigue. I can go on with any and every label that there is out there and say the exact same thing. We just get back to the root cause. What is the system, organ, or gland functioning like? And if it is not functioning well, folks, that's when we get symptoms. And sometimes it gets a little complicated, because a lot of the times we have one symptom rolling into 3 or 4 different types of things. So we may have 3 or 4 different systems or organs or glands simultaneously being dysfunctional. And that is why it's so difficult at times for doctors to come up with one label or one thing to blame it all on. So, and again, these are not bad men and women out there that haven't figured out the one thing, because there's often not one thing. It's usually a function of a system or a gland or an organ that has become dysfunctional, that's not helping you or not allowing you to be at your best. So let's wrap all this up, and we'll say it this way. If you're playing the blame game, the beauty is you can let it go, and instantly you become empowered in your own self, becoming healthier, in your own journey to become healthier, if you let go of the blame game. Does that mean that we have to ignore what's going on with your body? Absolutely not. We listen. But there's really 2 sides of this fence. One, you take the diagnosis and you say, this is why, and the game ends there, and you take some kind of drug, medication, or maybe even worst case, a surgery to try to fix that thing. Or you take that diagnosis and then say, time to go to work. And you figure out the team, the tools, and the time that you need to become a good, strong, healthy human being again. And you'll be on your journey of wellness, and you'll be on the journey of empowerment, not disempowerment. All right. With that being said, folks, that's our journey. That's our podcast for today. Hopefully this finds you in a place that goes, all right, yes, I got this. I have the ability to heal. You do. You were created in basically the eyes of perfection. And keep this in mind. The power that made the body heals your body every single time. Your body's always on your side. It is never lying. And if you're willing to listen, there's always an answer on the other side with it. All right. We'll see you on the next podcast. Make sure you're always taking care of your mind, your body, overall wellness. Y'all be awesome.